Oceanographic Institute for the
just
Department of Homeland Security.
Just a second. So this is a camera.
Yeah, so
And this one.
this is a land capture device. The idea is to be able to home to an acoustic pinger and then latch onto a line for recovery under ice. This vehicle is being brought up and developed for the Department of Homeland Security, the Coast Guard, for mapping oil spills under ice. And so they have a pretty strict requirement for being able to deploy it on ice, in which case you would need to make a hole in the ice and put it in, and you also need a recovery throughout. And so we're developing this docking capability on line capture. So these whiskers are actuatable, and usually they're folded in. When the vehicle is running the recovery mission, it starts interrogating using this transducer right here for a transducer a transponder that sits on the recovery line, and using that acoustic signal, it can determine range and bearing to the recovery line and home to it. When it reaches the correct range, it will deploy the whiskers. And the idea, and here, this is now closed, but this will be open. There's an optical sensor in here that can sense the presence of the line, and it latches on. The camera that we have in here right now is just a GoPro, and we're using it mostly for debriefing purposes, so the actual implementation won't include a camera. This right here is a PAR sensor. It senses how much light is in the water, and we use that for scientific purposes. The scientists need it in order to calculate productivity. Because depending on how much light is available in the water column, different organisms will be able to photosynthesize or not, and so it ends up being an important parameter for them too.
You have some communication here, yes?
This isn't a communication, this is just a terminated cable, so it's a plug. This cable goes out to two lights that we have mounted with this vehicle on the front capsule, or the front shell. And so the idea is to be able to, when you come in range of the line, you turn on the camera and the lights, and we use that for debriefing.
So where are the light source?
They're actually not mounted right now. They sit on the shell. And then aside from that, we have two DVLs right here. One's upward looking for ice, the other one's bottom. This is an acoustic transponder that we use for finding it if it ever gets stuck underwater.
So you transmit to which direction?
Yes, it's 26 kilohertz. So we interrogate, and we just do that in order to find the vehicles. This here on the side is a CTD. It says conductivity and temperature. And then down here we have an optical sensor that can determine concentration of oil in water. And that's pretty much it for this specific vehicle.
So where did you use it?
We deploy it here. Right now it's in development.
It's just development.
Yeah, we deploy it here in Santa Barbara as well. They have oil seeps there, and so we had one big experiment that we ran there a couple months ago, and we're going back next month for oil patch tracking. So he has to be able to map the extent of the spill. That here is the Monterey Bay. The institute we operate right out of right here, Moss Landing, and the institute called Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute.